our woods have been kind of we started buying our lands here for about almost 40 years ago, and we've been acquiring land over those years, and we've been managing those lands since that time on a part-time basis, and now we manage them on a full-time basis here. And since I am a professional forester, I've worked in the forestry career all my life. And my skills were primarily in doing silviculture and working in various aspects of silviculture and management, and now we're even into harvesting. So we've been doing this, and over those years, as Anne will attest, we have been trying to do this primarily to manage for long-term species, and in this area, because we're in the Grand Lake lowland area, the prime species here are generally softwoods, principally white pine, red spruce, and also on the shores of the lake, there's actually a lot of red oak growing. So we have done that over a long period of time, getting the silviculture done. A lot of our lands were quite young in the early stages, and we did the pre-commercial thinning, we did some red pine planting, and we've done all kinds of activities on our lot. So we're generally considered active managers in the circle of things, and working closely with the marketing boards, principally in the York Sunbury Charlotte Marketing Board and the Southern New Brunswick Marketing Board areas. Our lands are spread around, but the large portion of our lands are right here on the west shores of the Grand Lake, and so we have our principal holdings are here, and the prime timber aspect of them would be red spruce and white pine. Balsam fir is one of those species which grows everywhere in this area, and that's kind of our history. And so we have been doing that. Now, over the last few years, because we're gradually extending our rotations here, we're managing for rotations that are not 40 to 50 years, but more in the 100 to 150 year rotation concepts with the species that we work with. So over that period of time, and as the climate has been heating up, it's pretty obvious the climate has been heating up. The weather patterns here have changed, temperatures have gone up, and one of the principal aspects of that we're focusing on is sort of gradually changing the species mix that we manage for. Now, in this area, as I mentioned, balsam fir is a very common species, but it's getting shorter lived, has lots of issues with insects and diseases, and so we are gradually managing away from balsam fir, and we're moving more towards changing the forest type to principally white pine, red oak, and and in particular in this area, we've added bur oak as one of our principal species in the appropriate soil or stand conditions that we have here close to the lake. So from that, we have gotten involved in the Brace project through Anne McKnight, YSC, and we are now standing on the site of one of the, I guess you'd call it a research demonstration site, to try to show that, I guess, the general public or whoever is interested in how you might be able to And this particular site, which is only about 5 acres, this demonstration site is about 5 acres in size, and we did a partial harvest in this site in 2019, so it's about 3 years ago. And what we did, it principally took out some of the intolerant poplar. We took out all the balsam fir. We took out some of the older mature. There were some older red oak here, or not red oak, but red spruce. And you can see from what's around, what's behind us here, that there is slash on the site now. And there's still the principal species. If you look around, you can see that we have white pine here, we have some red oak here, we also have some birch, white birch here, there's the odd, and we have some interesting red maple species here. Now, so the practice of this particular, where we're standing, to try to change or try to demonstrate how we get from where we were to where we might want to be in the future. We have planted red oak acorns directly in the ground in the fall, which we picked from trees around this area. This particular spring, we also were fortunate enough to get bur oak acorns directly from the Canada Seed Center.
National Tree Seed
Center. The National
Tree Seed Center.
With thanks to Donnie McPhee and Catherine Burgess. So we planted probably about 150 bur oak acorns directly in the ground in this site where you see the slash before you. And we've also put in, just as a couple of other species, we put in a couple of black walnut seeds directly in the ground. I'm not sure that they've taken it. But anyway, so this site we are generally try to convert to, over the years, try to convert that to white pine, red oak, bur oak, and the other species that works, that grows very well close to the lake right here, is actually red maple. We have some very nice, tall, very straight red maple stems here, and but this is a 150-year project, so we probably won't be around to see the fruits of it, but we are, because it is very close to the lake, and actually close to where our office, as Gloria calls it. It used to be a cottage, but now it's our local office here. And we're going to try to manage these. And we also have planted red oak seedlings, as you see right here. Those were actually seedlings, and these ones we have fenced. Now, the ones that we plant in the ground, there's too many of them. What we want to do, because the deer are also exist in this area, so we want to flood the area with seedlings so that the deer won't get them all. So that's the other hope that we probably will. Planted about 150 red oak acorns just in this small area here.
So many of the acorns we've collected ourselves, and then we've planted numerous of them in our vegetable garden, where they live very happily within a fenced zone for a few years, and then we brought them out here, and last year planted them and put the fence around them, and it seems to be working in most cases.
I get to work with, first of all, some people who have a big history of management and the background in forestry and agriculture. They have a lot of background in growing things and managing things. So that's a big bonus to have woodlot owners who are so active and have the background in there. In this area, there's a lot of white pine. There's a lot of red oak trees that we don't see in such abundance in other parts of the province. And so having an area that's easily accessible with a road, that unfortunately in these places a lot of owners seem to be pines, and they've been cutting down in clear cuts. And unfortunately that changes the landscape completely. When that happens, because the price is good, the trees, you don't often get the white pine coming back. So we've been getting the dreaded fir and the poplar coming back. So in this area, when we have owners who are really keen on doing the right thing, and I wish we could be here in 120 years, because I'd love to see how this works out. But to see them leaving the pine for some natural seed, introducing the red oak, very few people would take the care that Gloria and Jorg have taken care to get these seedlings to the establishment stage, and really hope that these will become a big part of the landscape. So in this area, they did remove everything. They've implanted a lot of the red oak to get some more diversity. The red oak is supposed to do well in the times to come. And in a more traditional area, it was kind of a shelter wood that, we're going to see if the white pine can do anything. So really encouraged by this site. I know they've got some great guardians looking over it here that I know will stay on this site for years to come.